Good evening. Welcome, everyone. I encourage you to grab a seat as we're about to start our concert. Thanks for coming out on a rainy Sunday afternoon. We're in for a treat. Jo Valentine, as we'll hear more, I'm sure, grew up in a religious community that was all about strict lines and rigidity, and as he has grown in his own faith to a broader and more expansive faith, he has used his music as a way to share that exploration, to find the ways in which God appears in our lives every day. And so he's been traveling the country frequently at communities of faith, but also other communities to share the good news that he has found. So let's give a warm round of applause to Jo Valentine.
Resurrection sounds good to me, but these grave clothes are comfy. I've got room in this nice quiet tomb and a good roof above me. I hear a voice speaking my name, calling me to a brighter day, and my doubt whispers we could stay the same for free. But that's not what I want to be. So let me roll like a river, arms wide as the sea, willing to go where the wilder waves take me. Strong as a hurricane, but light as the breeze, willing to rise when the wilder wind wakes me. I used to wait for faith to move my mountains, but now I can see the one who is me. Oh, I'm the one that needs the moving. A new creation sounds good to me, but this old cocoon is comfy. I've got space in this familiar place, doesn't ask too much of me. And I hear a voice speaking my name, calling me to a brighter day. And my fear whispers we could stay the same for free. That's not who I want to be. No, I want to roll like a river, arms wide as the sea, willing to go where the wilder winds take me. Strong as a hurricane, but light as the breeze, willing to rise when the wilder wind wakes me. I used to wait for faith to move my mountains, but now I can see the one who moves is me. I'm the one that needs the moving. Resurrection sounds good to me, but these grave clothes are comfy. Thank you very much. Thanks. All right. Well, it's wonderful to be here. This is my first time performing in Chico, California, so y'all are my Chico debut. Thank you for coming out and taking a risk on someone you've never heard before, you've never heard of in your life. And since most of you, this is your very first time seeing me, I should probably answer a question that might be on some of y'all's minds. And the answer to that question is, yes, my real name is Jo Valentine. I didn't just like make up a name just so I could have a catchy, one to write music with and stuff. But I was adopted 2 days after I was born. And so my birth mom wanted to name me Bobby Joe, and her last name was Valentine. And my adopted parents took the spirit of that wish, and they upgraded Bobby Joe to Robert Joseph. And so Robert Joseph and their last name is my adopted name. But as I started writing music is kind of the bones of who I am. And it was really wonderful to have a name that was at the start of everything that I could choose to identify as I started performing. I thought it was too country, though, for a long time, Bobby Joe, and so I resisted it for a little bit, but I ended up surrendering to it. And I always like to say that before I play my most country-sounding song, just for the irony, and that's this song right here. This is just a little love song called Between Those Lines. There's a fire that is burned beneath my surface. There's a fire that's been burning on my mind, and its smoke signals a song that your love is almost gone, and you don't have much to say between those lines. So I stirred up all the embers that were dying, and the sparks that flew continue still to shine. Their glow spells out a song that my love for you is strong, and I don't have much to say between those lines. And I will walk with you till I can go no further, or until your hand removes itself from mine. And I will not go away if we see some darker days, and I don't have much to say between those lines. Can't you hear like a banjo solo in there? It's such a country song, my goodness. It's a world of dark and dread and fear of dying. It's amazing here that any sun could shine. So I won't give up our light if you walk into the night. And I don't have much to say between those lines. And I will walk with you till I can go no further, or until your hand removes itself from mine. And I will not go away if we see some darker days, and I don't have much to say between those lines. Silver and gold won't buy me away from you. Nothing could steal away my time. From our story's bright beginning till one of us is through, I will walk you every step between those lines. And I will stay with you till I can stay no further, or until your heart removes itself from mine. And I will breathe in every breath that our broken love has left, and I don't have much to say between those lines. And I will walk with you till I can go no further, or until your hand removes itself from mine. And I will not go away if we see some darker days, and I don't have much to say between those lines. No, I don't have much to say between those lines. No, I don't have much to say between those lines. Thanks very much. Thank you. All right. Well, I am so grateful to be in a space and a church that celebrates people of all kinds, and where someone like me, who's a part of the rainbow community, can be here and just feel welcome, feel like I'm part of here and I can just belong. But I went to a different sort of church growing up. I grew up independent fundamental Baptist, y'all. And for those of you that don't know what that's like, it's kind of like Westboro Baptist Church light. So we didn't hold up like street signs on a street corner that like said that you were going to hell or going to burn in hell. We just like believed it in our hearts. And it was just as bad, because when you have like a fear-based, lifestyle, your life is full of such anxiety and worry, and you honestly don't even know if you belong in that world while you're in it. And there's such anxiety that you might be on the outside. And I started thinking very young that maybe I was on the outside. And it wasn't that I was gay, it was that I was creative, that for me, God being love meant that we should love people that are on the other side of the fence, and we didn't seem to do a good job of that. And so this song is one of the first I ever wrote, and this song is for the many people that are in spaces where they feel like they don't belong, and they're just looking for a place to belong. Well, I have watched thousands of sunsets and seen the moon dissolve and resurrect, and I have slept in hundreds of bedrooms but never once woke up at home. Oh, but I believe that there is a place where my heart can breathe, a place where I can be happy, and so I keep searching for that land wherever I go. But all I've got are broken guitar strings to help me sing my broken songs. And even though I feel I've seen everything, I still haven't found a place to belong. No, I still haven't found a place to belong. Well, I have walked through forests and canyons, and I have prayed at hundreds of altars and raised my hands at crystal cathedrals, but never once heard God speak. Oh, but I believe that there is a hand that is holding me as I walk this land, and it's guiding me, and it understands, and it carries me when I am weak. But all I've got are broken guitar strings to help me sing my broken songs. And even though I feel I've seen everything, I still haven't found a place to belong. No, I still haven't found a place to belong. And there must be something wrong with me. There must be something wrong. 'Cause even though I feel I've seen everything, I still haven't found a place to belong, a place to belong, a place to belong, a place to belong, a place to belong. Oh no, all I've got is broken guitars to help me sing my broken song. Even though I feel I've seen everything, I still haven't found a place to belong. No, I still haven't found a place to belong. No, I still haven't found a place to belong. To belong. Thanks. So there's a couple things I like to say about that song. I wrote that song when I was 23 years old, and I'm 38 now. And there's a line in the chorus of that song that says, "I feel I've seen everything." And that is such a 23-year-old thing to say. You know, it's very 23. And I say that with like compassion and love for all of my like 20-something people. It's just like, just wait. There will be more to know. You know, you will find out more about life if you wait a little longer. But the other thing that is wonderful about that song is I'm writing one of my very first songs about how I don't know if I'm ever going to fit in. And it's a prayer of sorts out into the universe that maybe I will find a place that I'll belong. And now I'm a person that fits in by writing songs. Like the song led me into belonging. And I feel so lucky about that, you know. And a lot of times just being who you are and naming your ache out loud can help bring you closer to the answers to your question. And so for me, that's what it did for me, and I feel really grateful. I've been a full-time musician for 13 years now, and I travel all over the country. I play about 90 shows a year, and I feel really, really lucky to be able to do this. And so that's a lot of gratitude for that song and the 23-year-old me that was just looking for a place. Hoping he was going to find something. Well, when you're burned by love for the first time, it stings. And it's really rough when it's a person, but when it's a whole community, it can be devastating. And like I mentioned, I'm gay, and I came out when I was 23 years old from the Baptist world. And as soon as I did, pretty much everyone cut their relationship off from me. And so I had to figure out how to start over again, and if I wanted to start over again. Because one of the things that happens when you get burned by love is you ask yourself if you ever want to love again. But at the end of the day, I think love is the beautiful thing, the human paradox, the thing that we need the most, even though it's the thing that we can be the most afraid of. And so life is constantly calling us out of ourselves and telling us that, in fact, we do need some love to chase away our dark. Can y'all hear the guitar okay? Is it coming through? Okay, great. All right. 4 walls I built of tin blocked out the city stars and freedom. And I can't let my feelings in, 'cause I would not know where to lead 'em. Plus that would mean I need 'em, and that would be too hard. I need some love to chase away my dark. La da da da. I need some love to chase away my dark. La da da da. I broke my heart before, so I know it hurts, no need to show me. And it's been years since I left the shore, and I hear the sirens getting lonely. But I don't want them to know. I've got too many scars. Oh, how I need some love to chase away my dark. La da da da. I need some love to chase away my dark. La da da da. La da da da. So far this sinking ship, it feels like it's past the point of leaving. And I am too scared to take the trip to out where the loved and lost are meeting. But the heart is prone to beating, and souls aren't meant to starve. So I need some love to chase away my dark. La da da da. I'm gonna find some love to chase away my dark. La da da da. I'm gonna give some love to chase away my dark. All right, tiny guitar time. Here we go. We got an excited motorcyclist out there. All right. I said something about a tiny guitar at a concert one time, and then I was picking up after the show, and I was down front here working with my stuff, and down the center aisle came a 6-year-old girl, and she had her hands on her hips like this. And I said, "Hi, how are you doing?" And she didn't want any small talk. She just said, "I'll have you know, that is not a tiny guitar. That is a ukulele." And I said, you're right. And she was so happy to be right. And for me to be wrong, I think she was delighted about that too. So anyway, this is it's Valentine's week, and so it felt right to offer this song for my concerts. I've always been a huge fan of Maya Angelou. I think she's one of the most wonderful poets to ever come out into our generation. And she is just amazing. And I thought I'd read all of her poems, and then a couple weeks ago online, this poem popped up by Maya, and it blew me away, and I was so inspired by it that I decided to write a little song to go along with it. And so this is Maya Angelou's Come and Be My Baby. The highway is full of big cars going nowhere fast, and folks are smoking anything that'll burn. Some people wrap their lives around a cocktail glass, and you sit wondering where you're gonna turn. I got it. Come and be my baby. Come and be my baby. Some prophets say the world is gonna end tomorrow, but others say we've got a week or two. The paper is spinning every kind of blooming horror, and you sit wondering what you're gonna do. I got it. Come and be my baby. Come and be my baby. Full of big cars going nowhere fast, and folks are smoking anything that'll burn. Some people wrap their lives around a cocktail glass, and you sit wondering where you're gonna turn. I got it. Come and be my baby. 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 Thank you, Maya, for that beautiful poem. All right, this next song is about a different sort of love, and this is a song for all the moms out there. And I've always had a really complicated relationship with my mom, and ever since coming out. And I'm sure I'm the only one here that's had a complicated relationship with their parents? The only one? Okay. Well, regardless, my mom is complicated, and I know she loves me unconditionally underneath everything, but her expectations of my life sometimes feel different than that. And but at the end of the day, she is my mom. And she chose me 2 days after I was born. And then she took care of me for 18 years. And if you're lucky enough to have a mother or a nurturing presence like that in your life, then you're lucky indeed when you were a child. And so I decided to write this for all the moms that stuck with it and kept loving their kids even when it was tough. And this one is called The Whole Love. she put me to bed, only to be awakened and hold me all night instead. How many transfers from booster seat to stroller, how hard I made it, oh, when she put me on her shoulders. Even if I add up every motion of care till I was 2 feet tall, I could never measure the whole love of a mother at all. How many stopped escapes from gates or locks or latches? How many warnings ignored not to play with those matches? How many apologies to every babysitter? And how hard I made it when she had to take me with her. Oh no, even if I add up every single worried prayer, every band-aid for each fall, I could never measure the whole love of a mother at all. Children missing mothers on this planet. How many moments have I taken mine for granted? For every worried prayer and every motion of care till I was grown and tall, I will never measure the whole love of a mother at all. The whole love. All right, how's everyone doing so far? Things good? Life good? Okay, good. Good, because we're doing good here. I got about 35 more songs to go, and it'll be great. No, just some more for y'all. So, I don't know about you, but for me, even as a person of faith, I find it a lot easier to imagine God forgiving me and kind of getting that idea, because God is like this idea of perfect love and, perfect being and someone that can understand me more than I understand myself. But one thing I struggle with is forgiving myself. And I have a mental disorder. I have bipolar disorder. And one of the things that happens with bipolar is you have long periods of depression sometimes, which are just you staying in bed and doing nothing. But then you'll have these big spikes of mania. And mania is when your mind just basically is going a million miles an hour, and you think everyone's against you if they don't agree with you about your crazy ideas you're having, and you spend a whole lot of money, and you end up that you don't have, and then you end up usually confusing or hurting a lot of your loved ones when you're in a manic phase. And then when you come back down, you can be horrified at what's happened. And it can be really hard to look back on yourself with kindness. And so this is a song I wrote for anyone that struggles with a mistake they've made in the past or some regret they've had and struggles with forgiving themselves. Let me tune real quick. There's nothing worse than a whole song out of tune guitar, so trust me, this is going to be worth it. Here it was. Forgive yourself for everything you broke when you were trying to survive. Credit yourself for never losing hope when everybody else has died. Let it go, let it rupture. All I know is some hearts need a bigger structure, so forgive yourself. Forgive yourself for everything you broke when you were trying to break free. Credit yourself for never losing hope when you saw everybody's leave. Let them go. Let it heal you. Let their leaving reveal that you've got to forgive yourself and credit yourself. Let it go. Let it rupture. All hearts know sometimes you need a bigger structure. Let it be. Let it heal you. All that leaving will reveal you. And forgive yourself for everything you broke when you were trying to survive. Thanks. All right, this next song is called Nice Clothes, and it's a wedding song. And I'm really excited to sing it, especially now in this season of my life, because last October, I got married, y'all. And yeah, it's a beautiful thing. And but I did not write this song for the person I got married to. I wrote this song for my partner at the time. We'd been together for over 8 years, and we weren't married yet, and I was ready. And we were just waiting on one other party. And so, you know, after all the hints that I gave, subtle or not so subtle, I thought, okay, finally, maybe if I wrote a wedding song and he was in the front row of every concert, he would like get the hint and we could get the show on the road, right? And long story short, it did not work. And so the lesson there is that passive-aggressive communication's not the way to go. You got to be clear. But I told that story in Madison, Wisconsin one time, and there was a really sweet older Southern gentleman that was in the front row listening to the whole concert and listening to me tell that story. And at the end of the concert, he came up to my CD table, and he got real close to me. And he said, "If that man don't marry you, I will marry you." And so I have a volunteer in Madison, Wisconsin that has expectant eyes in the front row every time I return, you know. So if this doesn't work out, I have a volunteer. But anyway, I got a good wedding song out of the situation. So here we go. This one's called Nice Clothes. All the people that you could have won, despite the craziest things that I've done, billions of hearts beating under the sun, you chose mine. So through every problem, well, take me along. Set with my sons and break with my dawns. We could go on the run, or you could just sit on this lawn by my side. Oh, so let me be crystal, let me be clear. I want you with me for all of my years. So put on your nice clothes and we're gonna walk down the aisle. We're a very subtle wedding song, but you know, if you read between the lines, it's like snuck in there like an Easter egg. You know, you can kind of get the gist of it. So anyway, who could have thought there'd be stars in my night? Who could have thought love wasn't heavy but light? Who would have thought worlds turned from wrong into right with a smile? Oh, so long to sorrow and farewell to fear. With you, my darling, my doubts disappear. So put on your nice clothes and we're gonna walk down the aisle. We're gonna walk down the aisle. Love doesn't lead you, no, it won't override you. Love doesn't lead you, it lies down beside you. And once I was ready, then love couldn't hide you for long. Now my heart, it's a song, it's for you, baby. So every December, well, I want you here, holding my hand till the cold disappears. So put on your nice clothes and let all your friends know. Put on your nice clothes and we're gonna walk down the aisle. We're gonna walk down the aisle. We're gonna walk down the aisle. Thank you very much. I haven't sung this song for a while, but I was here Sunday morning. I think most of y'all were here, and I heard that the theme is the garden, a garden in the earth right now. That's something you're reflecting on, and I wrote a song about the earth a long time ago, and it's just a song that gives me some comfort that when there's nothing else to lean on, that we have a world that's holding us up. And it is pretty amazing and beautiful thing that we get to be here on this planet. The one planet, as far as we know, that can inhabit life. And we ended up here. It's pretty lucky. And so this song is called Another Pulse. Rise with the sun, then follow it down. Try to embrace the shadow. Hear from the earth an echo, telling me you came from me, boy, dust of my dust, and one day when we're ready, you'll return to us. So when you feel that you've done all you can do, I grew all the trees, I can grow you too, I can grow you too. Mind rushing through time, coffee to wine to lover. Then out past the streets, grass under feet, feel underneath another pulse. Another pulse telling me you came from me, boy. Dust of my dust, and one day when we're ready, you'll return to us. So when you made plans and they've all fallen through, I carry the seas, I can carry you, I can carry you. And oh, I felt it beating inside me, the tectonic, powerful heart of the earth. It shoulders and carries, it grows what gets buried, it's present for every birth. So when I am empty and dark is the day, up from the ground I hear a sound I wish my father would say, I wish my mother would say. You came from me, boy, leaf of my leaf, and when you fall over, I am always underneath. grow the trees, I can grow you too. I carry the seas, I can carry you. Thank you. All right. Just have a few more songs for y'all. Here you go. Oh my goodness. Time's going fast. Okay, here we go. This next song is called "The Thing About a Heart." And for this song, I thought I'd take on a challenge and I'd write about my 3 most difficult songwriting subjects in one song. And those songwriting subjects are politics, the mainstream media, and my parents. So let's see how that goes. Now, I had a pretty intense mental health crisis at the end of the pandemic, and because of that, some circumstances ended up with me living with my parents for a little time. And there is nothing harder than living next to someone that you love more than anything in the world, that you just wish would change their mind about some things. And I love my parents, but they're on the total other side of the wall, ideologically, politically, and it can be really hard to talk about like what can change the world and make the world a better place when you have 2 totally different ideas. But their heart has opened considerably in the last 15 years since I've come out, and my own heart is open too. And so I've realized that nothing opens a heart quite like a beautiful song coming from the other side of the door. And so this song is kind of my effort to do that. And it has a little thing about hearts that I think helps me when I think about politics or how to enact change or how to change other people's minds. I was at a protest in Seattle one day, and all of the kids there had so much to say. I think there's certainly a time and a place to let out all your anger and pain. But then I turned on the news after work, and all the people there were still speaking hurt, fighting over who did and didn't deserve the things we humans go through each day. And I don't think that anyone's mind has been changed using shame or anger or pride, because the thing about a heart is it opens from the inside. Yes, the thing about a heart is it opens from the inside. From the inside. Now both my parents vote much differently than I do. I'm sure there's hundreds of things we could fight through, but they're getting older now, so mostly what I choose is to join them for walks in the park. We move our bodies through the bushes and trees and stop to point out a bird we haven't seen. Sometimes I think that might be all that we need, that love doesn't have to be hard. And either way I know, if I yelled at them both, we'd just go in our corners and hide. Because the thing about a heart is it opens from the inside. Yes, the thing about a heart is it opens from the inside. From the inside. I flipped the channels on my noisy TV, trying to find myself some sense of relief from all the people that were shouting on screen, fighting for their viewers to stay. Then I stumbled on a quiet scene at a lake. At first I thought I'd hit the mute by mistake. There wasn't anyone to bill or to blame, just the sense the earth was doing okay. So I imagined all the newscasters there, water in their eyes, wind in their hair, no one to fight about what's fair, unfair, and nothing to get in the way. And then in my dream, all at once, they each realized that the thing about a heart is it opens from the inside. Because the thing about a heart is it opens from the inside. Yes, the thing about a heart is it opens from the inside. From the inside. Thank you very much. Thank you. There it is. Okay. Sorry, I got lost for a second. Okay, well, I'm really excited about this part of the show because a couple months ago, I released my very first poetry book. And a lot of folks had mentioned that they really wanted to get my lyrics and they'd love to get a book of my lyrics. And so I was like, okay, well, that's great. And then I started writing some poems and I was like, well, I have to sneak them in there, so we'll put those in there. And then I made chapter headings for every little poetry section. And I was like, well, how cool would it be to have a little story at the beginning of every poetry section? So this thing just exploded. And so now there's 112 poems and stories and songs in here. And it's called Your True Name, Poems, Songs, and Stories to Find Your Way to You. And I thought just for a fun thing that maybe I'd read y'all some poetry real quick. Does that sound good with everybody? Okay. For those of you that don't like poetry, they're really short poems. So don't worry. We'll get through it quickly. But here we go. Okay. This first one is called All the Love. When life starts to lose its color in the blurring and the busy, may you find in loving others all the love that you've been missing. There's a sister and a brother who are lost, barely existing, and they need you to recover all the love that you've been missing. Okay, this next one is called Shark. Okay, here we go. Shark. As scary movies go, Jaws was my first. Shown to me unguarded, 6 years old at my aunt's house. Opaque water, rippling danger, sharp surprise, and an idea planted deep inside me. The less you can see, the more it can hurt. So began my toxic relationship with mystery. All right, that's a fun one, I know. Okay, this next one is called Alarm Clock, and it's really short. Okay, here we go. Alarm clock. I wonder what an alarm clock made of kindness sounds like. Some questions don't need answers, only more listening. And the last one is called Outer Space. Okay, we'll finish with this one. Outer space. Unknown and unproven, yet we trace our future there. Astrology, horoscopes, divination. So much easier looking far away for answers than to put the telescope down, breathe in up-close air, take in reachable space, observe countable time, and say, I'll start here. All right, that's it. Thank you very much for listening. And if you like that book, I've got some in the back there. You could grab a copy if you'd like. Okay, let's see. Oh my goodness. Okay. So I'm thinking maybe like 3 more songs. That sound good with everybody? 3 more? Okay, excellent. My husband says that that's a risk to ask if 3 more songs are okay, because he says that someday someone's going to say, no more songs. Just go, and it hasn't happened yet, though. So, all right, this next one is called I Am a Haunted House. And I wrote this one because my ex-partner had this thing where he wanted to get a big giant house, and he wanted to run it like a wedding venue, bed and breakfast sort of a deal. That was his dream. But the only houses that we could afford for the size that he wanted were all like in the middle of nowhere, USA. And they were also the creepiest houses I'd ever seen in my entire life. And so the very first one we went and looked at, we flew into New Orleans, Louisiana, and we rented a car, and we drove 3 hours deep into Mississippi to look at this house. So gay couple, new start, Mississippi. That's what we thought. Don't know what we were thinking. Thankfully, we did not get that house, but it got me thinking about how haunted houses are actually a good metaphor for who we are as people, a really good one. And we actually have a lot of ghosts of past relationships and memories that are rattling around inside us all the time. And if we don't watch out, they'll end up making a lot of our decisions for us. And so this song is just kind of about that idea. And there's a little audience participation at the end of this song, okay? I'm going to invite y'all to clap along with me at the end of this song. And it's real. Please clap along, because it's really, really, really fun if everyone claps along. And it's really, really awkward if no one claps along. It's just very... So please join me on it, and it'll be really fun. So here we go. This is I Am a Haunted House. It's 3:15, and there are flashes of blue light as my love of life fights with the pain in me. I am a haunted house, and there are eyes behind my doors. You're gonna have to walk about if you wanna figure out what the fear is really for. See the markings on the cedars, read the writing on the wall. There is someone in the window, there is no one there at all. I am a haunted house, and there are spirits in these posts. And if you want to come near, you're going to have to clear with the ghosts. You're going to have to clear with the ghosts. I am a haunted house, and there are shadows in my scenes. I feel the sharp teeth of dark memories trying to feast upon my dreams. And there's a picture on the shelf of a boy who's nearly 10. And behind him's just a warm red glow where somebody should have been. Oh, see the markings on the cedars, read the writing on the wall. There is someone in the window, there is no one there at all. I am a haunted house, and there are spirits in these posts. And if you want to come near, you're gonna have to clear it with the ghosts. You're gonna have to clear it with the ghosts. Okay, here's the clapping part. We all join me. I'll lead you in it. Here we go. Let's do it. All right. Here we go. Let's do it. See the markings on the cedars. Hear the footsteps down the hall. And the specters in the mirror. They don't look like me at all. So I burn the candle slowly, 'cause there isn't much light left. And was dancing in the darkness as my dream on its bed. Oh, see the markings on the cedars, read the writing on the wall. There is someone in the window, there is no one there at all. I am a haunted house, there are spirits in these posts. And if you want to come here, you're gonna have to clear with the ghosts. You're gonna have to clear with the ghosts. Cheers, thank you. Oh, that was excellent, y'all. Thank you for jumping in on that. All right, well, this next song is called My True Name. It's also called Strong Enough, and this one means a lot to me. It took me a while to come back to a faith that felt real after leaving the Baptist world. But one thing I do believe about God is I think God is someone that knows your true name. And you get called all sorts of false names, all sorts of false things about who you are, especially when you're growing up. A lot of kids can get mean and call you a lot of things that aren't true. And it's funny because those can transform into a little voice that follows you around the rest of your life. And it can inform a lot of your decisions if you don't watch out. And but I love to think that there's at the bottom of it, there's this true name. And the older that you get, and the more you find, if you're lucky, people that love you and call out the truth of who you are, the less strength the false names have. And so this song is called My True Name, and there's a little sing-along part on it that I want to invite you to join me in. It's really easy. Don't worry. It's just 5 words, but it just goes like this. Let's practice at the beginning here. I'll show you how to do it. Okay. It's just like this. Here we go. But I know my true name. That's it. Just 4 words. I know my true name. You want to try it? Let's try it together. I know my true name. Oh, beautiful. Let's do it one more time. I know my true name. Oh, that sounded great. We got to do one more just for good measure. Okay. I know my true name. There we go. We got there at the end. Okay. So I'll lead you to it. It's at the very end of the song. But I hope you enjoyed this one. This one means a lot to me. Here we go. Be careful the doors that you open with the words that you speak and the people who will hold them. 'Cause long ago someone told me I was broken and it stuck. I've tried to pull the words away, but my hands are never strong enough. Have you ever heard a shadow sentence that filled your spirit with shame? People can call you by so many things that aren't your true name. And yes, we all get angry. And yes, we all get tired. But just remember, what leaves your mouth can fuel or fade someone else's fire. So be careful the doors that you open with the words that you speak and the people who will hold them. 'Cause long ago someone told me I was broken and it stuck. Oh, I've tried to pull the words away, but my hands are never strong enough. Just takes a second to feel it, but oh, it can take a lifetime to heal it. Oh, just takes a second to feel, but oh, it can take a lifetime to heal. Long ago, someone told me I was broken and it stuck. I've tried to pull the words away, but my hands are never strong. My hands are never strong enough. But I know my true name. Would you all sing that with me? I know my true name. Long ago someone told me I was broken, but I know my true name. Someone told me I was broken and it stuck, but I know my true name. People can call you by so many things, but I know my true name. People can call you by so many things, but I know my true name. Thank you very much. Thank you. All right, here we go, the grand finale, folks. So thank you so much for coming out this afternoon. Did you all have a good time? Was this fun? Good. Well, if you were, I hope you were inspired to hope inspired to curiosity, courage, love, whatever it was. I hope you found something good you can take away from it. That's really what I'm here to do, is try to make a connection and inspire something, spark something good in you. And if you like this music, this kind of music, and you want to support me as an artist and my message in the world, one of the best ways to do that is to get some CDs in the back. I have 6 CDs, and the songs I sang this afternoon, I spread across all 6 CDs, so you wouldn't know which ones to buy, and you just buy them all. That's the goal. So that's those CDs, and I also have a digital package. So if you don't do CDs, a lot of people don't listen to CDs anymore. I have a digital package I can email you. You can download it straight on your computer, your phone, wherever, and it's just an easy way, and it's also a way to support me, because I know they have streaming services like Spotify and YouTube and Apple Music, but they don't pay artists anything. And so this digital package is a way better sound quality than anything on streaming service, and it's also a way you can actually support the art, which is really meaningful. And then lastly, I have a poetry book that I'm really, really proud of, and I think you'll enjoy, and you can pick any of those up after the show. I'll finish with this song. This song is just a little song about courage. And the older that I get, the more I feel like a good life and a half-lived life, the distance between those two things is courage. And courage isn't like in the movies where there's some big giant decision that everything is weighed on, and it just takes one courageous act, and then all of a sudden it's a happy ending. Life is really about small acts of courage, to love somebody that was a little hard to love, to get up in the morning and do that thing that's difficult, and to be a light in the world. All those things take little acts of courage every day. And so this song is just about getting outside of that comfort zone, and how life, love, and if you believe in God, God is always calling us outside of what we think of as comfortable and into a courageous life. At the edge of the world, when it seems like you might fall, that's when you face the choice to go back to the middle of it all, or be brave and jump off. So jump off. The million-acre land, of things we cannot see. So hard to make a plan when even the mirror's a mystery. So we make decisions on demand, and then make revisions every scene. The future's in your hands, they say. You get to choose your destiny. As if it's easy, writing the story without knowing the ending. Oh, at the edge of the world, when it seems like you might fall, well, that's when you face the choice to go back to the easy of it all, or be brave and jump off. And there's an edge to every world, and it can make you feel so scared. But that's when you face the choice to go back to where no one really cares, or be brave and jump off. And we're not afraid to die, my dear. No, I don't think that's why we're torn. Let's look the mirror in its eyes, my dear, and we'll find out we're scared of being born. We're really scared of being born. So at the edge of the world, when it seems like you might fall, well, that's when we face the choice to go back to the middle of it all, or be brave and jump off. So jump off. That's the show. Thank you all very, very much for coming out. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Bobby Joe.
Thanks, man.
We were able to provide Bobby Joe's concert today free of charge thanks to generosities of members of our congregation to our Visiting Musician Fund. If you want to see folks like Bobby Joe come again in the future and play more concerts here, we encourage you to give in the box labeled offerings on the way out. And if you want to support Bobby Joe, as he said, go check out his CDs out there and support this young man spreading message of love and hope across our country. And with that, have a fabulous evening. Thanks for coming.